He was good in it, and I think should be in more. The bad guy, what's his name? Like,
Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, Shooter McGavin. He's quality. I think.
Good,
yeah. He should. He did. Yeah. He still looked all right for his age, but it made you feel old a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, that when his wife died, like a minute in, I was like, "Fucking hell!" It's a bit like when we did the podcast for you, Mel, the first one. I was like, "So Mel, brain surgery. Yeah, let's get straight in there."
Came out. Yeah. Straight in with the hard questions.
Didn't even warm me up, did I? Straight in.
I have to cut all of this out now, don't I? Because we can't put a spoiler for a new film literally at the start of the podcast with no warning,
that,
right?
Mate.
Oh yeah, maybe.
It's Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, everyone's
not
seen
bloody...
it. Everyone's seen
okay.
it. Yeah, we'll worry about it. Let's get started because we're going to have to crack on with this one, aren't we? This is another Chat GBT. So
no, Chat BMT.
Oh yeah,
BMT. Is that what we're going with?
Yeah,
sounds like some new coronavirus.
or is it GMT? And we've got Lorraine waiting in the green room.
Yeah, GMTV. Is that right? It's almost GMB. Oh God, I've
lost it.
GMTV.
I've lost it, yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyway,
I've not got enough brain power for this one, but. Welcome to the RUNcensored podcast with me, Ben Mounsey, Gary House, and for the third time ever, history has been made, already made history, being the second time ever that you were on as a double guest. Third time, Mel, you are on this podcast. How's it feel?
Back again. Great. I just feel like I'm being used.
We would never, would we, Gary? We would never. Actually, Mel, we've clubbed together. We've got you something to celebrate your third appearance on the podcast. 1 second, let me grab it for you.
Third time lucky.
I'm a bit nervous. Oh, wow.
So for those
just
people listening and not watching, I'll just hold it up to the camera that's on me.
Kirsty's been trying to get this out of the house for 6 months.
We bought this specially for you, Mel. It is quite a large portrait of me and Gary together in the Step Brothers pose. So, I mean, there's only 3 people in the world who've got these. Me, Gary, and now you.
Oh, wow.
Chris didn't want one because he's fucking boring.
Are you going to sign it for me?
And I won't let him have one, actually, to be fair. We'll sign it for you.
Thank you.
It could be worth some money in years to come.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. The way we're going, we'll need a reshoot with Mel. I don't know what film
just Photoshop me in
I don't know what film it'd be, but...
I mean, is that sort of made your day?
Absolutely. It's made my year, yeah. Best thing that happened since my brain got put back in.
I mean, you couldn't come on 3 times and us not give you something.
No.
It was either that or one of the dogs, but they look quite settled and I kind of like them. So yeah, anyway.
I'm happy with the picture, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Excellent. I want to see it up in your house though.
It will be.
Yeah, perfect.
Maybe in the back of the caddy.
Waking up after camping.
Just on the seat, on the roof.
On the ceiling. Brilliant. Classic. Oh, mandatory kit. So we're back for...
Mel's thinking there's not going to be a 4th time, lads.
This is it now. Cashing out, retired after this one.
Yeah.
We're back for another episode of what was Chat GBT. We're trying to work out what it is now. Mel's in it, so it'd be Chat GBMT, I guess.
Yeah.
Not quite got the same ring to it, but...
I mean, it sounds like a sandwich.
It does sound like a sandwich, doesn't it? Yeah. It'd be a great sandwich though, wouldn't it? It's a Gary and Ben sandwich with a Mel filling.
This is taking a turn.
You never know what's going to happen on RUNcensored podcast. You don't know what you're going to wake up to, what you're going to listen to. But yeah, we thought we'd have a female perspective on some of the questions. So something a little bit different.
Yeah. Great segue there, Ben. Great segue.
Like
do you want the first one?
Yeah.
For a female perspective. Well, actually, this one comes to you anyway, mate. So this is a question for Ben. Let's play a game of Shag, Kiss, Marry. And your choices are Killian Jornet, Jim Walmsley, and Gary House.
Oh, jeez. Is that a question from Gary?
No. I assume I'm the answer for all 3, but go on.
Crikey, I mean, you've pretty much got my 3 heroes there, haven't you, in one? I mean, it's a good one to just get warmed up with this, isn't it? But it's going to have to be Gary long-term, isn't it? Because we're in a long-term relationship already, so easy answer is Gary for the marry. Killian, probably Shag. And Jim, yeah, I'd kiss Jim. Yeah.
Right, let's move straight on. Here we go then. So question number 1, what is the best midweek summer race?
We are in the middle of summer now.
What a gear
you wouldn't know. Have you seen the weather outside?
Yeah, it's taken a turn, hasn't it, today? But, I mean, I do love this time of year because we're not just on the weekend races. There's a race like almost every day, isn't it? It feels like there's loads midweek now. Any good ones by you, Gary?
They have the summer midweek fell races. I keep saying this. It's been so long since I've managed to do one. Basically, as soon as you have kids, you can't get out midweek. So, but it's really good actually. They're really competitive. They have the downhill Trivan Dash, which is that's downhill only off the top of Trivan on a Tuesday evening. You won't get much better than that, I don't think, for spectacle, broken wrists and all sorts. So, what about? Do you have much midweek, Mel?
Yeah, we have quite a lot of those score events around by us midweek, but I'm a bit of a lightweight. Like 8:30's my bedtime, game over, so everyone knows not to invite me to them.
Are you not a midweeker?
Oh no, 5:30 a.m. for me running in week. I won't do after work runs.
Yeah.
So anything that starts after 7 p.m, I'm
Game
out.
over.
I'm out.
Yeah. Tapping out. Yeah.
Yeah, because you just end up. Don't you end up wired after if you've been to an event and then you're all buzzing, then you get home and you just can't.
Plus, I'm really lazy in the fact there's one by me. There's one by me and Chris this week. I think it's day is it? It must have been last Tuesday actually. From the Ponderosa where you've been, and it's up to the mast and back round. It's about 4k, if that. I think I've done it in like 19 minutes in the past. It takes me 5 minutes to get there, but because it's only 20-minute race, I'm not driving up the road somewhere that I take the dog every day to race on a Tuesday night. It just can't be bothered.
Yeah, it's a bit
Whereas
of a faff.
really, they're the ones you arguably should be doing. But it's like Mel said, I'm not great in the evening now for doing sessions or racing.
This is his age, innit?
I think so, yeah. You get into a routine, don't you? I'll happily get up and race at 6 a.m. Any intensity. Like I've been getting up on, like through the winter, I do some of the Zwift races, and that's in the garage. It's like racing, but yeah, just evenings.
I quite like a midweek race.
Yeah. I guess the good midweek ones are probably 30, 45 minutes away from me. I don't know what it's like for you if you've got much travelling to do, but
I mean, my favourite, I would say, I'm just off the top of my head now, it's been and gone. Is Blencathra is always a fantastic midweek fell race. It's a great route. I mean, it's a great fell as well. So that's always good. And there's always a little bit of like route choice in there as well, just different lines. So I love that. I've actually been up a few times and done that, and like you said, Mel, you get back at like stupid o'clock if you're trekking up there and back in one night, but that one's always worth it. I mean, I don't think it happens anymore, but Holmfirth Harriers, and I'm just bringing it back to where we've sort of grown up, used to organise a couple near Scamondon Dam. Now, I don't know if you've on that M62 corridor, Gary, between Leeds and Manchester, pretty much where me and Mel are, there's Ainley Top and there's Scamondon. It's the highest point of the highest motorway, isn't it? In England.
Yeah, where it crosses.
And there's big Scamondon Dam Reservoir on one side, and then on the other side is like a load of steps, which essentially like coming off the dam wall, but the other side of the motorway. And Holmfirth used to put a couple of races on. The first one was around the dam, and you did it in teams of 3. So you obviously like did a full circle from the car park, tagged the next person, they went until you'd all done a lap of it. But you could choose between road and trail. So you could have your best road teams going against your best, say, fell runners, for example, and you wouldn't know if you were in the lead because you wouldn't necessarily see people that you're racing against. That was always a brilliant race. Loved that one. And then the week after, they always used to do one on the other side of the motorway, still at Scamondon, and it'd be teams of 4, and you do 3 sort of stages. So the first stage would be a sprint, let's say 800-metre sprint along the next parallel to the motorway on like a tarmac path. Then you'd pass over to somebody
beautiful.
else. Yeah.
Very scenic.
It's actually quite. I mean, it's not if you look at the motorway, but if you look the other direction, it's probably one of the most scenic places. Honestly, it's a beautiful view because you're quite high up.
Okay.
And then you tag to the next person, and then they do a downhill segment, which it's really fun. It's like sort of curved and loops around, and then you get to the bottom of the steps, and then the third leg is the infamous Scamondon steps, which are like really popular around by us. Yeah, there's 5 banks
really
of steps. It's about 530 steps off the top of my head, and you do it in 5 different banks. And when you get to that top bank of steps, you're so disoriented because you put such an effort in. You can either do 1 step at a time, 2 steps at a time, and then obviously you tag to the next person until you all 4 of you have done that kind of circuit, and that was an amazing midweek race.
I don't know if it's still going there, actually.
I don't think it is.
I haven't seen out about it.
Yeah, it's a real shame. Bob Arbisher from Home Firth used to organise it, but that he's bringing back because that was an immense
That sounds good, actually,
relay. And then there used to be a few like not midweek series, sorry, Friday, Saturday, Sunday races. I know it's slightly different, but where you'd race every single day on those 3. And there was one round here called the Wharfdale TTT, which Bingley Harriers used to organise. I think Kirsty's won it before. And it's tarmac, trail and tussock, I think. So one night you're doing like a road race, the next you're doing a trail, the next you do like a little fell race. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Similar in Calder Valley, they had one very, very...
Do you think a lot of those races are stopping now? Like people want to go to these big Lakeland and UTS and all those fun little cheap ones. People just aren't turning up as much.
Do you know what? I think you're right. Honestly, I think some of those are kind of dying. There was one on the Isle of Man as well, which people used to travel over to in summer. But you're right. I think people now are targeting. There's so much going on in there. The stacked race calendar.
I think in road running world, it's still quite healthy, isn't it? Especially down south. I've got some road runners that are coaching. They've been doing like summer series and stuff like this, and it's really cheap. Even like London area and stuff like that. It's one of the lads won. He come third overall and won a pie and stuff like this. So sometimes I assume it's just in the north that does stuff like that. But yeah, they found some good little summer series and stuff down there as well. But the road scene and the midweek stuff seems quite healthy, especially where I am. I'm border like that northwest, like Liverpool, Manchester and stuff like that. There's some really fast competitive 5Ks and stuff. Yeah. Really deep fields in that. But you're right, by me, whether I'm out the loop and stuff, but like I'd have to
probably a time thing as well for people, because like everyone's so busy now, aren't they, that you've got to finish work, and then it takes quite a lot of people to put even a small event on. You've got to have people there to do registration and then marshals. It
only takes the odd race organiser to drop out of that kind of circle, I think. There's a couple of cafes closed near us and a couple of pubs that have closed that they use the premises, and then you're losing races because of that, because again they're established races, and if it's someone's ran that race for 20-30 years and they step down, it's hard to get people to take it on now, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You're relying on volunteers, aren't you? And people step
not
up.
Everywhere, but yeah, I think Mel's right to a certain degree as well. They've a lot of trail and fell and ultra runners are, well, not fell maybe, but ultra runners are focused on these big races, and not as many smaller races are getting taken up, I guess.
No, it's a shame, isn't it? Yeah, real shame.
They're great sessions. Like sometimes there was someone that came to me not that long ago, and they wanted to do the Arc, but they were racing essentially like fell racing, but down south, like a Tuesday evening and a Saturday afternoon. It's like that plus your long run. You don't really need me right now, to be honest. I was quite honest with them. It's like, and you're doing quite well and you're progressing. They're quite new to it, and if you just want to lean on me for experience and stuff, that's different. But I don't think you need. If you're just going to do that, keep doing that for a bit, learn your way, and maybe come back next year or something after you've fucked the race up. But it's hard, isn't it? Because I said like if you. And they're only available for a certain amount of sessions. Like, I can't add too much to that. Just go and do just stick with that. Otherwise, I'd be taking away those races. I'd rather you just go and do them.
Yeah. That's a good point.
It saves you penciling a session in for him. Thinking about it.
Sometimes you get sometimes like that. It's like, well, I can do 3 sessions a week, but I'm out with the club one night a week and I'm doing a fell race on a weekend. It's like, well, what do you want me to do? Plan your 45-minute recovery every week. It's like so you can't. It's running a fell race or doing those short 5Ks and stuff in the week. If that's not your bread and butter for racing, is great sessions for trail and ultra runners anyway.
Yeah, it is. Chris, next question.
I love descending like you guys. I mean, this isn't me, clearly. I love descending like you guys. Are there any downhill-only races in the UK? I know Gary already mentioned one, didn't you, Tryfan?
Tryfan, yeah. I wouldn't go into that without looking at the mountain first. But that's probably the only one I know of.
There were one this last week, wasn't there, in Segborough? I think it was midweek this week, just gone, but I can't think of the name of it. I know I saw some. There's some people hiking up, and then it was 2.5
okay,
miles,
yeah.
and that were just a net downhill.
And that was Sedbergh?
Yeah, it was this Tuesday, I think, this
right.
week.
Maybe it's off like Winder or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not
I
sure.
think there's
the
another
route.
one up in Scotland, but I can't picture the name of it. I can't remember now, but
They do one by us as well, Barkisland, where they
Yes.
bus people.
There's a road downhill 10k, isn't there, which
Yeah.
is always good, and that is like it's just a continuous like very very gradual downhill to West Vale, which is from like near Huddersfield, Halifax.
Yeah, they send you all up on a double decker, drop you all off at top, and then it's 10k down.
Quite good. That's a midweek concept as well. That's a Wednesday night, I think, isn't it? It's really good.
I
Done that
think
a couple
that's been
times.
quite recent. It's been in the last 4
Oh yeah, it
weeks.
was. Yeah,
or something.
maybe like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I saw that one pop up. That's good. But I mean, going back to Trevan, like that is probably the most technical, or one of the most technical descents, isn't it? I would say almost in the UK. So you've got to be prepared for that one, haven't you? It's not just one you can turn up at and.
it almost looks like the cheese rolling job.
Yeah.
Thing where the
serious terrain, isn't it? We did a Strava challenge on there. I actually thought when we did the Strava challenge with sports shoes, I thought I was doing the segment that was the race, but it splits
You took a
halfway,
different
doesn't it?
line, didn't you?
And so the first bit was the
Easy
same,
line.
and
took
then
the easy line, yeah.
well,
I remember saying to him, I could see the comments coming in, and he's like, "Oh, that's not the."
I genuinely thought it was the
You wouldn't know the
segment,
line
though.
was there.
Yeah, because the segment I did was called the Trevan Downhill Dash, and that is the name of the race. But the first bit is the hardest bit because you're on big slabs, and then when you get down to a point where that kind of just eases off a little bit, and there's some steps to the left-hand side as you're going down, you take the footpath. I took the footpath down then. But then you go straight in the actual race, don't you? I didn't realise at the time, otherwise I would have done it.
You wouldn't know it was there unless you actually know it was there, which means but it's the pad. It's an established Paddy Buckley line down now. If you want to take an aggressive line,
it's shorter and more direct, isn't it? But it's more aggressive.
If you look from the road up now, where the vegetation's up, you can't see the line at all.
No.
You can just see the little gully, and also when you're at the top. If you were just going off where Ben went down, you have to make a conscious decision to take yourself off the boulders to the right.
You wouldn't know, would you?
No, exactly. And then you can see a trod, but still, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know it was there unless you literally got onto the map thing. But it's it's still a good long run down where Ben went. But the actual race that drops down the gully, that is some drop. Yeah,
it's super direct. Mike Blake had the record.
He had the
didn't
record, and he broke his wrist in that. Well, during he might have broken both.
He said he broke both.
That's
when
right.
I spoke to him.
So the guy who had the record, absolute legend.
Did he finish?
Yeah, well, he had the record, but he'd broken both his wrists doing it.
Yeah,
and it was only
recently.
That's at least a 10 Insta post.
Yeah,
right up in here.
You can let him have 10
One
for that,
for
couldn't
every
you?
bone,
Although he wouldn't be texting for a while, would he?
Don't think Mike Blake's big on Instagram. You definitely know he's there if you met him.
Yeah, he's a character, isn't he?
Legend,
he's a real character of the sport. But that got broken, 2 or 3 years ago by a young lad, went down and absolutely smashed it, didn't he?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
How far off were you then when you did the sport shoes?
I did a different route. So the first bit's the same.
It'd be good to see Ben go down.
Yeah, I would like to have a go, honestly. You need to get the right conditions, because if it's wet, you've no chance.
No.
Absolutely no chance, because it's so dangerous. The route I did, it's longer by quite some way, but it's a lot easier in that second half.
It's basically steps.
Yeah, it's like steps. Yeah.
So it's the way the dragon's back goes up.
Yeah,
which way most people would go that way. So but I'll show Ben it one day, and he can have a little go.
I do know now afterwards, like roughly where it is, but I'd have to just go and make sure I got that line, because as Gary says, when you're coming down, you've got to make a conscious decision to kind of go straight. Haven't you?
Yeah.
But the young lad who did it set a really good time. He broke the record by 20 seconds.
I think he took a slightly different route off.
Did he? Yeah.
Off the very top, I think, from memory. I'd have to double check. So it might be a new way of doing it. I think there was some murmurings about it was a slightly different way. Not that it was. I don't think it was against the rules or anything.
I'd love to go back and do it. It's always actually.
You have to really know, because like you've seen it, the big boulders at the top. You have to really know what you're doing off the top of that bit. That's where you can lose most of your time. And as long as you can descend well, like Ben can, you'd be in with a chance. Yeah.
It's always around the time that we're away, though, isn't it? It's always like height of summer.
Yeah, so it's like a Tuesday night.
Yeah. Around the end of August, I think, isn't it?
No, I think it's early. I think it's like June or something.
Oh, is it?
Oh, maybe I might be wrong.
I thought it was August.
Maybe
anyway,
it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it is, actually. Yeah. I'd have to check.
I'd love to see.
Would you go from here to do...
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You would?
Yeah, if I was
Midweek?
about, I would. And I've honestly, the last few years, we've been away, and I've genuinely not been able to do it.
Remember, there's a few times I've said you should come and have a go. Yeah, we'll go and have a go of it.
I have a feeling it could be around UTMB time.
Maybe it is, actually,
I might be wrong.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see Ted Mason do it as well. He's another person who I think could could probably get it.
I'd like to see Earl have a go.
Yes, we could film that actually. That'd be
Yeah.
brilliant. That'd be a great bit of footage. We could all go and have a team day out, couldn't
Yeah.
we? I think, was there not a downhill on Hebog as well? I'm sure, I thought there was another one in Wales. I know Trevan is the...
It may have been. I mean, Hebog's famous for the downhill anyway.
I mean, the race, the up and down race is brilliant, isn't it? I've done that before, and the descent is incredible.
Yeah, one of the best I've done, Hebog,
super technical.
in terms of technicality and just... Yeah, you're just at your limit from the start. Like Ben probably loves, whereas I hate. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, you've got to go hard straight off the gun.
Yeah, and some really fast lads around. But
there is another one in Calder Valley as well, and I should know this because it's a Calder Valley organised race, or it might even be Tomden, should I say? But that's a downhill only as well. But there's not many, is there? And it is very niche.
One for sports shoes to put on, I think.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. It'd be good.
Good question, though. If anyone knows of any, put them in, and
yeah, we'd like to know.
We'll get down there.
I mean, the closest thing, if you wanted to do some hard descending and fast descending, the Boffer series that we've talked about on previous episodes, we've got to go up to come down, haven't you? But that's a good one.
Can remember the Murder Mile as well in Meltham?
Yes.
Downwards, yeah, that were a
I do remember
midweek
that.
one. Yeah,
That was also organised by, was that Hornfirth again as well?
No, Meltham.
Okay,
Meltham AC did that, yeah.
Oh, sorry, what I'm thinking of was the Golden Mile, which is Hornfirth, and that's not too far from Scammerden as well.
Golden Arches, you're thinking.
Always thinking about food, mate. Yeah. It's getting close to lunchtime, isn't it? Go on, Chris.
Is it true that Gary travels by private helicopter?
Do you know what? He probably has got one, but he don't fucking use it if he does, because he's late for everything. Or maybe air traffic control was busy this morning, Gary, I reckon.
Not private. Let you have a go.
Right. What is the best race pack or running vest?
Oof. That's like it's like almost saying like what are the best trail running shoes, isn't it? I suppose it's what you need it for. I mean, let's stick with ultra running first, Mel. I'm going to give you this one. What do you use, and like size wise as well? What would you recommend for like an ultra distance race?
So I always use the Solomon Active Skin 12. That's just my go-to one. Never have any problems with it. I have tried some other ones. I tried the Dynafit one, the Innovate one, and the Solomon one. They've just got it right, haven't they? There's nothing that you'd change on it really. It's just got the right pockets. It sits comfy. Don't make your back too sweaty. So yeah, I just use that. That's my favourite one.
Did you use that when you did spine?
No, so I use the Innovate Race Pack 20 for the spine, because you need kitchen sink and like everything in your house. You've got to carry
that. Bag
that.
was basically built for the spine, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And reason I asked that is because obviously the first one you mentioned, the Salomon, is a 12 litre.
Yeah.
That was a 20 litre. So when you're looking at race packs, if you're new to the game and you don't understand like what to buy, you essentially need a bigger pack, obviously, for the ultra distances from, I'd say, 12 litres up, wouldn't you, for an ultra distance race? And then if you're doing something like a spine, that's when you're into the 20s, isn't it?
Yeah, and some people, even on the spine, they're using the 30, 40 litre packs to get everything in. But although they've changed the kit list slightly now, but...
Like at Rankin, most races I'll use 5 or 10.
Yeah.
So I'll try and get it in a smaller pack, but it depends how it's fitting. Like I've got one at the minute that's a La Sportiva pack, and it's 10 litres. But for the life of me, I don't think I'd get more in than a 5 litre of a different brand. It depends how they've built it in. Mm-hmm. So you've got to be careful with that. I think, like Mel said, it's just, I mean, I'll be honest, Solomon packs are just, they're always at a certain standard. So you know what you're going to get, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this one Salomon as well. I'm usually like a bit like you, Gary. I'm a 5 or an 8 litre because I'm only doing the short distance stuff, and I want something that you can hardly feel what you've got on. Do you know what I mean? I used to have a bum bag. It used to be a peat band.
Like I used to have the Montaigne packs, obviously, and stuff, and it feels like you're putting an extra layer on a lot of the time, and there's more bits that can go wrong with it, and. Yeah, I just like the ones that, like you say, I'll usually wear a 5 or 10 litre, but then have a naked belt as well, where I can shove loads of stuff in.
That's good.
So that's my way of reducing the pack size as well. Yeah.
The Salomon Ultra. Not that I'm trying to plug Salomon here, but I've tried loads. That is the best one. It's the Francois Dane one. It's bloody expensive, but that's the one I just go to all the time. Fits so well.
Yeah.
And once you get it set up, it's hard to switch on to something else, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
With that like belt, are you carrying something like food in the belt and keeping it separate?
Yeah, so like I can make most of my packs redundant in training, because if I'm going for 3 or 4 hours, more, I can just use a naked belt because I'll have one water in it that I'll probably refill, gels, my phone, and the loops for the poles if I'm out on the poles, and there's no bounce. That's what I hate with packs and belts even and stuff like that. People will give you like so many different ways to hold your poles, but I just want them on the back of me, not moving. That's it. Naked belt does that, and it's not the cheapest belt in the world, but there's alternatives. But yeah, I can get loads in that.
Are you two running like for the ultra stuff? Are you using soft flasks, or are you using like a camelback type thing? Is that died a death now, camelbacks?
Yeah, I've never used one.
Used to be the thing, wasn't it?
Well,
like
back
years
when
ago.
I was cycling, I used to, because just technology wasn't out there. I'd have for the first couple of triathlons, even I had a Tesco cycle pack with a camelback thing out the front, like over the back, and I'm cycling along in a triathlon sucking on my thing, and it's like and I used that in my first. I've still got pictures of my first ultra, and I've got the same pack on, like a little clip along here. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's just that it doesn't tie down and stuff. It's like a little school bag, essentially.
Take that to festivals now when you just fill it with beer.
Yeah. Just sneak straw in.
I specifically remember thinking it was a tenner from Tesco, and I remember using it for a few years and having to replace it and thinking, I've got to spend another tenner now. It's like how much do packs cost these days?
Yeah.
They were massive camelbacks, weren't they? But I could never be asked cleaning it out. It'd be
No,
like
and
you'd use it a
then
couple of
they
times
went
and it'd just go mank.
Yeah.
And you'd have to
They
sterilise it.
opened the filling thing on them, didn't they? After
to
a
make
while,
it
they
really
made them
big.
much bigger, didn't they?
Yeah.
So that you could turn them inside out and clean them, because I think
I
that was a
never-
bit. When they had the market, didn't they? For a good few years, there was nobody else doing it. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
I don't see it
massive.
as much anymore, but I used to use the handhelds as well. Just like
like the ones that you see people doing like 5k park runs in. So you're like,
it's like an American ultra runners. Like when I got into ultra running, you're looking at pictures of them, and they're just holding handhelds. So yeah, you used to be able to get them quite easy. They used to do it was smart. It was a Solomon glove. I don't know if you remember this or if you've seen it, but it was like a glove. Yes, you got gloves on, but the soft flask would fit in the glove there.
Oh, really?
So you're not having to hold it, and it fit in the glove. And when I was doing more like sky races kind of thing, it doubled up as like you're not going to hurt your hands on the rock.
Oh,
so
yeah, good
I don't know
idea.
why they discontinued that. It's quite niche, but what a design that was. That was S-Lab for you back in the day, wasn't
That's
it?
a
When it was
great
like
idea.
no. Like they just went for technology, and it was you 500 mil on your wrist there.
I wonder if you can still get them.
I've not seen
Not
them
seen
for
it.
years because
Great
I used to
idea.
love them, and I also they used to do like a sock that was like an ankle protector thing. Like at the bottom of your shin pads used to have like RoboCop.
Yeah.
They're small now, aren't they? Because no one tackles. But when a rock hits there, nothing worse. So I used to wear double up them and my S-Lab thing. Running around like Killian.
Tom Madison, who was on the other week, his cousin Rory, he's got like a little sock company, and it's basically got a zip on the back of the socks, and you can like store snacks in it. It's
Yeah,
quite
well, we
good,
need to
actually.
speak. We need to speak to him
Yeah,
because
but
we need
it's
to
next
bring
to your
those
feet
ankle
then.
protectors
Yeah, true,
back in.
actually, yeah. But you don't want to have anything open there, do you? What
I
about
used to have a mate that used to go to the pub, and you'd know he was going to have a fight because he'd start putting his cash down his sock.
that was the time to get out of there?
Maybe it's the same thing.
What about
That's a different story. Rolled up 50s in his sock.
maybe we need to bring back the hat with like the two canisters in, for your cans of beer and the straw. Maybe that needs to make a
Races.
return for the races. Yeah.
You still get
So
that
you-
in golf in America.
Do you actually?
And a solar panel and a fan through the peak. Have you seen those?
I think this is going to be our merch range, isn't it? RUNcensored merch range.
Yeah,
Could
yeah.
take off. I mean,
Yeah.
if we get that on
All
there.
the things that have died.
Just bring them back. Bring them
Honestly,
back. We'll open
I
up the Blockbuster.
reckon that soft flash thing would be good.
Yeah, I
That
think
is a
it
good
would,
invention, actually. Yeah, that is a good invention.
Because I think it might be sore have the tights with them. You can put them in there, but that's I don't fancy
I
it
feel
there.
like they'd slosh around too much if it were on your legs.
And the tights. So them weird. What are they called?
Oh yeah, the compression like pants.
Well, the tights that go up to your knees or whatever. Yeah. I don't fancy that.
I don't like putting too much in shorts because I just feel like I said, it moves around
Me
a bit
too.
and it
Yeah.
sags down, and so I tend to avoid all
Pulls
that.
your shorts down.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
into that at all.
Yeah, I don't trust people that run with too much in their pockets.
Yeah,
Just don't.
or men that run in compression shorts.
Yeah.
It's only because I'm not allowed to wear them.
What do you think of men that turn up to races in those things?
In what, the really tight shorts?
Yeah, well,
I
like
don't have a
proper,
problem.
like you don't have a problem.
Depends what colour they are. Like, I think black's acceptable. Like, you can get away with black.
yeah.
There's some, like,
Gary's
any
got a
sort
white
of.
pair.
Yeah, I'm not sure about white or light grey.
I always remember the
or-
pictures of Ricky Lightfoot in the
Yes.
white Solomons,
Those
full
Solomons, yeah,
length white ones.
Yeah.
That was a bold look, wasn't it?
That was a
Killian
look,
used to
wasn't it?
wear them, didn't he?
He
Yeah.
went out to do that race in Greece in them, didn't they? And they're just
Did you see those photos we used of Gilly a few weeks ago in his
He loves a tight pant, doesn't he?
in his moss green outfit that was all compression?
Yeah.
He loves a spray-on outfit, does Gilly, doesn't he? He loves it. He's been hanging
Yeah.
around with Jake Quickenden too long, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. Loves it. Sprays it on. We've gone off on a tangent there, haven't we? What
was the question? We answered it.
No, I don't know. It was
Salmon
about
packs.
Gary in a private helicopter, wasn't it?
If you're doing short distance races, 5 to 10 litres.
badge, yeah.
If
Yeah.
you're doing long ultra distance, you want to go from 12 upwards. And if you're doing the spine, 20 to 30.
Yeah, take a suitcase.
Yeah, take a suitcase, yeah.
And a bit like last one on that, like Mel said, almost like learn how to pack your bag, which sounds ridiculous, but there'll be ways of tying it down and stuff. So a lot of people moan that their stuff's chucking around and stuff, but most of them these days have a way of tying it down, and little things like having, if you've got like a dry bag, if it's going to be a wet day inside it and things like that, just good little additions.
I do use a carrier bag just to put my waterproofs in. I don't use a dry bag, but it's a good idea, isn't it? Because if you don't want to be pulling it out when it's pissed
I
wet
learned
through.
that the hard way a few times. Been out on the hill and you go and get a change of clothes out and everything's soaking, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I'll always have a little dry stuff in a dry bag in the bag.
I did get a pack once. It was made it, and I don't know if they're still doing it and whether they're the only people doing it, but it was a waterproof backpack,
Yeah,
like race
yeah.
back.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't do a waterproof
I am.
version like the Solomon ones.
Yeah. So Om did or do still do it, so it's worth checking them out. But I'm surprised it took so long for that to be invented, I suppose, is the right word,
I think
isn't
a
it?
lot of it is like you think of Solomon. Even the UK is still a small
market.
market. They're not designing their products for the UK, I imagine.
Well,
Yeah.
it's true. You could say that about shoes, couldn't
Exactly,
you?
with
Yeah.
the shoes and the packs and things. So they're not So the majority of the packs might not need to be waterproof.
I suppose there's got to be a degree of breathability to it as well, hasn't there? Because if it is waterproof and then
true.
you've got a waterproof jacket
Sometimes
on.
you can put those packs on and they're sweaty buggers.
Yeah, they are,
And it's
yeah.
Well,
like-
they can keep you warm in winter, can't they? But they can be really hot in summer, can't they?
Yeah,
So
my pat stinks.
Yeah,
That
I have to wash
packet
mine a lot.
Absolutely stinks.
have you not washed it since the spine?
No.
A bit like that. What was that like? Piss-soaked mat you slept on. Have you washed that
Oh,
yet?
that wasn't mine.
You just gave it back
I
as it
gave
were,
that back, yeah.
dripping in a
Yeah.
carrier bag.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks for lending me that.
Yeah, we better move on, Chris. That went in lots of different directions, but I think we answered it.
I think there was some
Amongst
Eventually.
useful, useful information there. This is an interesting one, I guess. If you could only do one last race, what would it be and why? And let's start with Mel on that, because
One last race.
If
I'd
you
go
could
back
only
to the
do
spine.
one
Don't say the
last race.
spine.
Is that to get your money's worth, Mel? Is that-
Yeah, I'm just thinking of best value for money.
just go on that again, because I probably talked over you, Mel. What was that?
I would say the spine, but then Gary told me off.
No, you can say the spine, don't worry.
Yeah, winter spine.
Yeah,
Not the summer
proper
one.
spine.
Winter
But
spine.
why?
Because it's really hard work and I like...
She wants value for money as
Yeah,
well.
I
She's
want
from the
value for
auction.
money. I want it to be really gritty. I want the shit weather. I want to feel like I've put some effort in. I want it to be hard work, and I like sleeping on toilet floors. Basically.
If you don't know about that one, flick back and find the Mel episode where she talks about that in quite a lot of detail.
Did you get that picture frame, by the way, of you sleeping in that church in between the pews? Like,
yeah,
is it up
I've
in
got
there?
it up in my front room. Yeah, the one
So
that Tom
good.
took. Yeah, it's a
such
good one.
You have to
iconic
swap
picture.
it now.
I'm going to have to swap
Actually,
it.
yeah,
it's
take
gonna
that
have
down. Put this one of me and Gary up, yeah. What, at least you've had it up for a while, haven't you?
Yeah, it's done 6 months.
Yeah, it's had its time, hasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
it has, yeah.
me and Gary are going to probably
You're going
last a bit
back
longer.
in January, right?
Yes, I
You're
am.
looking
Yeah,
forward to it. And
yeah,
it's-
can't wait.
Yeah.
Already counting down.
You don't get a discount for doing it already, do you? Like, no.
No,
It's
Joking,
quite expensive,
right?
isn't it? Yeah.
probably pay more.
What about you, Gary?
What was the question? One last race?
Yeah, if there was only one last race you could enter, what would it be and why?
I change my mind a lot of the times. Maybe like Western States, I guess. And I don't particularly want to do it, but
Yeah,
I don't know. If I had to choose one last one just to say I've done it, maybe it would be that. I don't know.
Have you done that one already, or?
No, I've never done it.
It's a classic,
and I'm not.
though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just I think nowadays it's so hard to get into it. So it is a classic, and you see more of it now with the coverage. It's I think just to be part of that community for a week, more than the actual race. I think. Yeah, as an overall experience, maybe that. But then I've changed my mind every day, mate. At the moment, I've got a thing about going to do like Mount Fuji in Japan, just for, again, it's like a culture thing. Yeah.
That would be, yeah, that would be nice. I mean, I have changed my mind whilst the question's been asked.
Yes, so have I just done it in my head again.
I was going to say I'd do Dreisinen, which I've not done yet before, but it's Tre Cima. In Italian, it's in the Dolomites, and it's on the border of like Austria and Italy. But that's the three like famous peaks. You'll have seen it. It's like the poster for the Dolomites, basically. And there's an amazing route around it. I've done the route, but not as a race. So I would have said that. But
how far would that be?
That's about 9 miles. Yeah,
He's gone for
yeah. But then when I heard your answer, I thought actually I want to get my money's worth as well. So it's gonna have to be something long, even though I don't do ultras. But it'd have to be UTMB, I think, for me. Yeah, just because
okay.
it's the classic, innit?
Yeah.
Probably do it with you as well, Gary. I'd probably ask you to come along.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do UTMB.
I mean, I've done the route. I have done the UTMB route, so I know it, and I've done it, and I've enjoyed it because I've done it as a stage. But yeah, I mean, I just
Would
have
you
to approach
enter
it differently.
then again?
Oh, I'd love to do it one day. I will 100% want to do it one day. Yeah,
right,
definitely. I just think while I've still got a little bit of speed, I'm all about the short races, but that's quickly diminishing.
Yeah.
So I'm sure at some point I'll be trying to go for that.
You can do UTMB and stuff like that in your 50s and things.
Yeah,
so.
that's my plan. Yeah, I'm never going to win it anyway, but I just like to just do it as a race and probably enjoy the experience. But probably because it's just so classic, isn't it? But so the answer is not my favourite race, but that would be the one I'd do. Yeah, if it was one.
Next one. This is scribbled on a little piece of paper that was left by the front door, I think, by a guest leaving a couple of weeks ago. I'm an ex-professional rugby league player, and my friend is trying to get me into running. What do I need to know, and where do I start?
I thought it was going to be a note from one of the neighbours saying, like, you're filming porn again. Because, like, usually we put a note on the door, don't we, saying filming in progress. So, well, I mean, who could that be? Let's have a think. I mean, who've we had on recently? I can't think.
Well, it could be Danny.
Could be, couldn't it? It could be, it could be Fish and Rice Cakes, Danny
Could be
Andrews.
Tom.
Yeah.
He's had a go at boxing. He's probably had a go at that as well.
Yeah, Ted as well, because Ted's played a bit of rugby. I mean, do you want to, Mel? You want to start with this one? You know a few rugby players, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. What was the?
I mean, his name's Earl, so like that's how the note's signed off.
Giving
So,
it away.
yeah.
What did he want to know?
Well, his friend, which I guess is you, is trying to get him into running.
Yeah.
Where should he start, and what does he need to know?
It's probably the spine, isn't it?
Just go
get a
straight
spine
in for
entry in.
spine. Yeah, that's best one to go for.
Probably needs a coach as well, doesn't he? But
yeah,
I don't really know
definitely
any
a coach.
good ones.
Loads of gels, expensive gels, bag of hats.
Poles, need some running poles.
To go on canal. I just think anyone that's starting to get into running is just that they've got to be consistent with it, because people tend to, they start running and they'll try and do loads of miles early on, and then they realise they hate it or they get injured, and then they just stop completely. Whereas just doing a little bit every day, then you just gradually get
It's hard
fitter,
at the
don't
start
you?
as well, no matter
It's horrible.
no matter if you've come from a different sport, no matter if you're starting from scratch, no matter if you ran when you were younger and then you're coming back into it. Like, it's hard, and if you jump on social media, it might look like it's not as hard as it is for those first couple of runs, I guess. So you've got to give yourself a break and just enjoy that first bit of toughness, because that is the toughest part, I think, isn't it?
I think the nice bit about when you start, though, you see such a big improvement straight away, don't you?
Yeah.
If you're consistent with it, like over a few weeks, your fitness can improve so much, as opposed to like when you're at where we are now. We've been running for years and we're keeping fit, and we can get fitter, but it's hard work. It's hard work, and it's less of an improvement as opposed to that initial like boost, isn't it? Because you do quickly jump up.
And just maybe like stay away from all the gadgets and tech and monitoring yourself straight
And
away.
Instagram?
And all that. Yeah,
And
stay away
Instagram,
from it all, if I'm honest. And I'm only
Yeah.
speaking like Ben will probably say, we're all been running long enough to know running before social media, so didn't really have that issues. So I only know that from coaching and from speaking to people. It's like, yeah, you're gonna fuck it up loads in the first 6 months, and you're probably gonna pick up an injury. Maybe you're probably gonna have days where you just have to walk home and stuff. But
it's all part of training, though, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what makes you feel like you've got an achievement when you hit certain milestones later on. We had Nigel on, didn't we? And he picked up running for his 50th or whatever it was, and was doing Lakeland 50 within 12 months. And everything's achievable. It's just I think people need to give themselves a break, and like consistency, like Mel said, is number one. But that's almost the hardest thing, because getting out for the first run, I know people say it's difficult, but that's the easiest part. It's the second and the third that's the hard one. Once you've been humbled, like we all were on the first one, I imagine. Like I've said to Ben in that earlier podcast, the first run I did, ran out thinking I was quite a fit lad from football and other stuff, and yeah, just stopped on the canal while some old guy's running past you. It's like, you've got to get out for that second one and the third.
And just keep plugging away at it. And I think the thing is as well, the events that you see people doing, like Lakeland 100, Lakeland 50 on social media, and you think that you've got to go straight in and enter something like that, whereas there's plenty of really good 10, 15 milers.
Yeah.
Like that should be your target, shouldn't it?
But just think of it as a time-based thing. Like if you've only got a certain amount of hours per week to train, don't stick yourself in a race that's going to take you 12 hours. It's not realistic. So just right. Well, that race might make me 2 hours, and it's 6 months down the line. All of a sudden, that's a bit more achievable, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think maybe as well, you might disagree, but I think Strava's quite a good motivational tool to use. I mean, I'm not saying everybody should use it or has to use it, but just in the sense that you can log what you're doing, you can look at routes around you. So if you're not sure where to run, you can go on there and like do a little sort of heat map search, can't you? And it'll recommend like, the 5k that's near you. You might not know that those trails exist or those roads are good to run on. And then you can do, if you wanted to push yourself, like do a little session, you could go and do a little segment, for example, little challenge. I mean, the chances are...
I think it is good. I think, again, it depends how your mindset is. You just don't fall into it, because it's another social media disguised a little bit, Strava. So I really enjoy Strava, but other people don't, so it plays with their head. So again, it depends what temperament you are, I think. If you're at all worried, get on Strava, just be private and don't add anyone for the first 6 months. So like Ben says, you're just using the good features of it, and you're not comparing yourself, or you're not doing
that's really good advice.
Other stuff, and just enjoy Strava for 6 months.
And seeing your own progress rather than...
See your own progress. It's really good when it's laid out, and it's quite simple, and it is user friendly. It's all the good stuff of Strava is good. So and I enjoy it, and you're never going to get telling someone to stop comparing themselves. It's an impossible task. That's human nature. So it's just how you deal with comparing yourself is the main thing. If it's a bad thing for you, just don't.
Whilst talking about Strava, once you are at that level where you feel confident and fit and using it, it's best to not make your account public, so don't go private, so that I suppose accounts like Strava Wankers can maybe pick up on your obsessive nature, because that's just a good laugh for us all, and see what you're doing. I mean, I've been burned a few times by that account. Used to love like ripping me, and rightly so as well, because some of the things I was doing just
they were terrible.
They were awful. Terrible. I was like a serial offender.
I mean, the amount of times you stuttered on the way to that, I thought you were going to tell people to hurry up and join the RUNcensored Strava account, right?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. I was letting you have the honour of doing that. Yeah, the glory. But did we ever find out, Gary, who ran that Strava Wankers account?
I'd forgotten about
Say no. Say no. I will tell you a story, actually, though. The Strava Wankers account was named... It came after my dad. So there's a segment near us, Blackmorefoot Res, that's up near where I live. And there were a segment down the side of Blackmorefoot Res when Strava first came out, and my dad and his mate, do you know Andy Beardsley and Billy Legg? So they all used to run together, and there was a young lad that moved into Meltham, and he took my dad's segment that was down the side of this reservoir. So my dad, Billy Legg, and Andy B went out one day one Garmin. This is where Strava Wankers came from. One Garmin. My dad set off, did like 200 metres, passed the watch to Andy B. Andy B did 200 metres, passed the watch to Billy, and Billy ran to end to try. And that's what they did. That was where Strava Wankers came from.
That was the original Strava Wanker.
That's where it was found. So
so Graham Sykes' original Strava Wanker and the birth of the Strava Wankers account.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
So what's the best thing you've ever uploaded to Strava Wankers?
Oh, there's been some. It were all.
So this is now you find out that Mel is behind that. She's the mastermind behind this incredible account. Yeah, thank you.
Only
Mel.
the Twitter account though.
Only the Twitter account.
Yeah,
That's the best one though.
I don't know where the Insta accounts come from. That must be somebody else that were just ripping off my my tweets.
It all makes sense so now because I didn't know for years, did I?
No, you didn't know.
And I was thinking this person knows me obviously because I'm on it every single week. And fair play, like because it did make me laugh.
You only found out what, like 4 months ago?
Yeah, it
Something
wasn't
like,
long, was it? Ago?
When you mentioned it on the podcast for the first time, and then I messaged you going, "Do you know that's me?" And you were like,
But what are the best ones? You must have had some classics. Have you got some favourites that stand out?
I think the best thing we've managed to achieve is get through the whole first podcast we had without
mentioning
revealing.
it.
Yeah.
The big reveal.
I'd have to have a look back through the account. I haven't used the account for a few years now, but there were some real good ones. It was through lockdown, really. That's when it took off because I originally started it to put people like you on that were just on my own.
There were a lot of Strava
Strava
wankers about. I was the king of the wankers, wasn't I?
And my dad and Andy were trying to beat these segments by doing that, passing the watch to each other.
Did they get the segment?
Yeah, they got the segment.
Brilliant.
They got it back off. I can't remember his name. James, a young. I mean, this lad that moved to a village were like 20 years younger than my dad and his mates, but they wouldn't have it at all.
That's quality.
So that's where it came from, and it was just people that we knew. There was somebody doing squats in like up and running in Huddersfield and like that sort of stuff. And then when lockdown hit, that's when it went mental. It was actually Ross Barkley, so that's what sort of triggered it because Ross Barkley did
the football one.
he
did his 5K in like 15 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, so he'd done like a 15-minute 5K, and then I think they'd
in intervals or
whatever. Who did he play for?
At the time, I'm not sure who he was.
Everton?
Was he with Everton at the time? Probably somebody like that, wasn't it?
It might have been Everton,
Sure
and then they'd done a tweet saying, "Oh, Ross Barkley's done this."
That's right.
And everyone were like, "That's a bit weird." And then when we actually looked at his Strava, he'd been doing intervals and claimed it as a 5K PB.
Classic.
So once that got tweeted, and Joey Barton got involved
Brilliant.
and retweeted it, and then it just through
Blew
lockdown it went crazy. There's been some absolute belters on there though. Really, I'll have to have a look back through it actually.
We've
Reminisce.
had some belters since the beginning of the year that we've looked at.
And,
such a great account.
It does need bringing back, but it's just time consuming.
Let's bring it back. Let's make that promise now.
Yeah.
That did make my day when you told me that.
When I said it,
Classic.
Yeah,
I can imagine that's been bothering you for ages.
Yeah, I would have never have found out unless you'd have told me. So yeah, classic. We'll come more on that. We've done the reveal. More on that. We'll pick that up in a future episode because I think we'll probably we'll go
through some of the old ones and see what they were.
Yeah,
let's bring the best ones out.
I think you should start letting us know in the comments on YouTube and where can you comment, Chris?
Spotify, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, or on our Instagram. Just let us know some of your favourite all-time Strava wankers, and then we'll maybe discuss them. Yeah.
Could you be the next Strava wanker? Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah. I have been tempted to put my golf rounds on there just to see if anyone picks them up. 'Cause I used to coach people. I told you, didn't I? I coached people, and they were sticking their golf rounds on there, so it was completely fucking up my data when I'm looking at how I'm trying to coach them. It's like they've been out for 16 hours this week. Can you look at it? It's like, all right, 4 rounds of golf and 2 runs.
And then you're giving them expected time for a race, and they don't do it well.
Yeah, it's just because they were recording everything. Yeah. But it's no big deal. But
30,000 foot of climb, but they've been on a ski lift. Going
I don't use Strava for work. I use Training Peaks, but obviously if it's linked to the watch, it's uploading everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I was like, what is all this crap coming through sometimes? Yeah, they're the least of your worries when you look at Strava. Yeah.
Chris?
Last couple then. Are you going to any Oasis gigs?
Oh, Gary, that's one for you, mate.
Been, mate.
Completed it, mate.
Yeah, completed it.
Did see you there.
I went, I've been I've been to see Oasis probably about 5 or 6 times before, obviously, this run, and been to see Liam Gallagher loads. It's just grew up with it. It's a typical 40-year-old lad, I guess now. But then this round of tickets just could not get through. We were in Chamonix when they come out, so I was in the hotel one morning trying to get them. My mate was I always go to the gigs with, and Chris was like just missed out, and then one of our other friends, Rich Lazenby, said he'd got 2 tickets and his missus can't go, so do you want to come? So that was my way in. Yeah.
Dream.
It was that, or just basically pleading on Instagram for tickets.
My sister's been twice. She was there last night as well, and she don't even like Oasis. I don't mind. Like,
it's devastating, isn't it, when you hear that?
We grew up watching, and I literally
honest,
bought
I
every
don't
album.
mind any of that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope everyone that loved Oasis gets to go and see them. But at the same time, it's like you cannot go to that gig and not enjoy it.
Yeah.
No matter if you've seen them or not, I think it's just. Yeah, and I know that there's loads of phones and that and footage, but at the same time, I was there for hours. I went to Heaton Park in Manchester, and there was just the amount of people that were just like basically carefree, enjoying the whole day. Atmosphere was amazing. It was like, even in the city, it was like having 10 away days, but with no bad feeling. Everyone on the same away day, everyone having a good time from start to finish. The gig was good, and I was going fully prepared for it to be shit, and I'd have accepted that just for the memories of going to Oasis. So yeah, the fact that it was actually good, and it was really good, made it better. Yeah.
I saw you got the Little by Little jacket as well.
Yeah, we originally we wanted the new release, didn't we? Me and Ben were going to get, like, they brought out an anorak Lidl.
Like a classic Berghaus that Liam Gallagher wears, but done Lidl style.
Yeah, but we both forgot, and it sold out within minutes. So I got one cheap off eBay, like an old style one.
Oh, can I ask how you got it? Yeah,
I looked last minute. It was 20 quid on eBay.
Amazing. That's
even better, like an old one. So it's
classic.
Yeah.
Did you get your photograph under the Alde sign?
No, I didn't go to Aldi. Rich wanted to go to they had like an Oasis bar at Affleck's, which we were going to Oasis. Rich paid for tenner for us to go and watch an Oasis tribute band just before it. It's so random.
Brilliant.
It's just like
Great.
it's just like
Warm-up
what
gig.
Yeah, it's just like, so what?
No Oasis.
Yeah, and it was funny. Like he played a couple of Oasis songs, and he was average, but it's not. Yeah, but everyone's obviously. It's like Oasis karaoke. And for some random reason, he goes, right, this is James. And everyone's like, fuck off, James.
Did you think at any point that that's what he'd said you got tickets for? Were you like, I want to see Oasis?
Yeah, well, you're saying that. Like, he went missing a couple of times. Yeah, so, there was just the two of us there, and I was stood in the same spot. I was like, Rich isn't coming back. Yeah, but it was good. It was good, yeah. Yeah.
Classic. You were any aspiration to go, Mel, or not?
What, to Oasis?
Yeah.
No. I last sort of thing I went to were Stone Roses at Heaton Park, and God, that were an experience that I don't want to, just getting like covered in piss every 2 minutes.
Bit like doing the spine, was it?
Yeah.
Mel just goes to the theatre now, she was telling me.
Yeah, I go to the theatre now, yeah.
Bloody hell.
I know, posh.
Right,
Yeah.
last one then. A bit of an open-ended question, to be fair, but feel free to add in any advice that you've got. What advice have you got for multi-day events?
I suppose it's a lot different to anything I do.
Ben wading in.
Yeah. So it's not one for me, this one, is it? Don't even know where to start with this one, but I'm thinking the first thing that came into my mind was Dragon's Back, like that, because that's probably the classic multi-day, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few these days, and that's the one that's closest to me. I've done it twice, worked at the event last year, so I've been there 3 times. It's evolved a lot, even since I did the first one I did, 2019, I think. That was even between 2019 and the last time I did it. I can't remember the last time I did it. 3 years later, maybe. It changed a lot then. So you are, I'd say, probably more supported. But still as hard as nails, like, to be honest. I don't think it's a typical multi-day. There's obviously smaller multi-days, 2-3 days. You can go on. There's obviously things like Ultra X and Beyond the Ultimate. They run multi-days, don't they? I call them more like running holidays and races. But they're good for the adventure. So I think you've got to really set yourself up on what do you want out of your multi-day. Do you want a holiday, or are you racing in kind of gnarly, horrible conditions?
I've just had a quick question. How's it work with like your tent and everything? Do they transport that to the next stage for you?
At Dragon's Back they do, yeah. So you have your main bag, which I think is the same. You get 20 kilos to pack. Everyone has the same bag now, standardised bag, so you can put anything you want in it essentially, but you've got 20 kilos, I think it's 20 kilos, and then you've got your obviously your mountain bag, which you can fill up from that, and you have a drop bag every day as well. So, but all you need is your overnight stuff, which is sleeping bag, roll mat or blow up mat, pillow if you want, and then you get allocated a tent, or if you've got mates, you can say put me in that tent, like us 4 or 5 could be together, and then that's your tent until people gradually drop off day by day, and then
you spread out a little bit.
Yeah. I got so lucky the first time I did it. I'll say, like, that's why I almost didn't go back. It was only because I got really good mates with like Cy Roberts and stuff that I went back, to be honest. But because the first time I did it, it was 5 days then, and I always thought it needs to finish in Cardiff, this, because it finished in just a random little school field in the 40 miles north of Cardiff or something. But obviously,
was it a little bit underwhelming?
The finish was, yeah. I remember doing my own podcast about it, and it was an amazing experience. But it was like just running across the school field to finish, and the whole, like, you start in Conway Castle with the Welsh male voice choir and all this. It's amazing, and you finish in this old rundown school. And you can hardly run over the turf's all kind of ankle breaking stuff and all sorts. Yeah, but that was the race back then. And you're in those typical Berghaus tents. I don't think much has changed, to be honest. But so there's 8 of you in a tent. I didn't know anyone at the time in the race. So by the end of day 1, the person I was meant to be in the little compartment with didn't make it back. So there was only 7 of us in tent, and I've got a little room to myself. And by day 3, there was only like 4 of us left. And back then they didn't break the tents down, so there's 4 of us in an 8-man tent.
Yes.
Amazing. And then obviously the second time I just jumped in with Cy, and we bunked up.
I guess with those events as well, you've got to race it tactically. You don't want to like go hard on the first day, shoot your load and be knackered then, because you've obviously got to get up the next day to go again, haven't you? So did you approach it like with that in mind, like I'll just ease my way in kind of thing? I'm just thinking of like advice for people doing it. Or did you
I'd like to say yes. The first time I did it, the first day, I kind of blew a bit of a gasket, just running too hard and stuff. But day 1 and 2 played to my strengths.
You just got really patriotic and just excited.
No, just day 1 and 2 were the back then more technical days. So they're the days that I wanted to attack a bit more. Didn't really go my way. Talk about nutrition, I just messed that up a little bit. No excuses really. Just didn't have the best day ever. Still did all right. And then kind of I got to the 4th and 5th day, and I had shin splints and all sorts, just limping along, to be honest, but got through it. And you do see what I will do. I haven't been around that event so much. One of the biggest killers is just the downhill, the amount of downhill, either people running too hard or not used to it, and they get that like tendonitis through both shins, and they shuffle to a point where they're either too painful, they can't even walk, or they're out, and that kind of thing. It just gets that bad. And I've had that once at the end, on the last time I did it, actually. It came on quite quickly, really quickly. I was with Rich Lazenby and Mark Pert running along, having a great time, and I felt shooting pains at the same time through both shins, and that was my race over. God. So I just had to get on the poles and basically walk to Cardiff. If it had been another day, there's no chance.
Shit.
But I managed to just walk the last day, basically. Do
you think you'd rather do it in a wanna, or did you like the fact that you had a rest in between?
I think you're in something like the Dragon's Back. I think you're in it for part of the reason. Like I went back the second time is because I've got good mates with Cy. He was really doing amazing at the time, and just it's quite nice to kind of just have a week where all you've got to worry about is getting out on the hill. Getting out on the hill for the day, feeding yourself, and then have good crack with your friends round the camp at night. It's like I treated it like a holiday. It's not a holiday, trust me. It's very difficult, and you've got to really know what you're doing with it to get to the finish. And you can still be unlucky and not finish. Like loads of great runners haven't finished. But if you've got good mountain craft and you can look after yourself, you've got a great chance. Yeah.
I think that one probably. I'm not saying I would do it or really want to do it, but that one probably would appeal to me more than the spine, say, for example, because you've got a lot more time to recover in between.
Spine's just a completely different beast. It's almost like a different sport. Like Mel will tell you, you've got all your stuff with you the majority of the time. It's a different time of year. It's you're spending very long periods on your own for a lot of it. You've got to run through the night, or you haven't got to, but a lot of it's dark, isn't it?
Yeah. Because it's in January as well.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, you haven't got much daylight. It's a completely different animal, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it's more of a mental. Definitely more of a mental game with something like the spine, I would say as well.
Conditions and everything.
Yeah.
And we have this, like, there's no which is the hardest, which is the toughest. It's not about that. It's almost a different sport. To be honest, I think it's like, there's people that have done both and done great at both, but I just, like for example, the old style Dragon's Back, I loved, like now they've added distances and half and stuff like this, and there's more people around. It's probably not my kind of event now. But also, it's like the spine isn't my kind of event, and some people think I've got a problem with the spine. I keep getting messages about it.
You have a little bit.
It's like, it's just, at this, I've no doubt I'll be one of those people that says no, and then in 5 years' time, or maybe even following year, I'll be applying, trying to get a place. I've no doubt about it, but I've got enough friends that have done it. Like Elson's a good example. I've used him before. It's like, he's a good yardstick because he's done it, but he's quite open and honest with how miserable it is and stuff like this. So he brings me down to earth, and because you know what it's like. It's like you watch it every January when we watch it. It's like I'm into that, but you're only seeing the videos, you're only seeing the snippets, you're only seeing the likes of Mel come through these like amazing adversity and challenges and stuff, and you think, I want a piece of that, and you know that I've got enough friends that have done it, that the actual, like, everyone that looks after you and all that, I'm sure it would be amazing. It's just all the shit in between.
And that's what you don't see on social media. You don't see the 10, 12 hours when you're on your own in dark.
You've got to have Mel's outlook, like, Chris was like, what race do you want to do and why? And Mel will tell you why she wants to do it. I've even coached people. They can't tell me why they want to do it outside of...
I just want to.
Yeah, exactly. They think it's one to tick off. If you think it's one to tick off, you've got the zero chance. Yeah.
You might as well not even bother starting.
I think so.
If you're going with that.
Yeah. Or if you think you're going to go and be competitive. Not everyone, obviously, but there's only... Like in the men's race, like you've got very capable people that are in it just to finish, really, aren't they? And a lot will drop off. So you've just got to take it as, like Mel said, I'm in it to experience this, and this, and this. And like I've heard you say, it's like lying on a toilet floor in the middle of January and stuff. It's like you can take certain people, and I've been there in certain races, you can take enjoyment out of that fact.
Oh yeah, absolutely, I loved it.
Yeah, exactly. Because like, what other position would I be in to do this? And then that gives you the impetus to finish that race. Yeah, and Ben will have been in similar situations in shorter races. No, we'll take the mick that you would do the short. Yeah, but it's just different. Like someone like
it's different sport.
Like the on mountain weekends and stuff, like those multi-days and stuff. Someone like you, I'm sure you'd love those, where you just choose a different course each day for 3 days. Short, medium or long. Yeah,
like that Lakeland 3-day as well.
Exactly.
Something like that where you can just
something
go out
like that where you just wake up every morning and say, right, which course I'm going to do today for 3 days, 2 nights camping with your mates, or 3 nights, whatever it is. That's probably Ben's way into multi-day, and I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, I won't be entering the spine anytime soon. I'll say that one.
We'll keep saying it until they dish out 3 places, and then we'll be like,
you'll be lucky with that.
I just enjoy Christmas too much. It's a shit excuse.
I like the dot watching. The dot watching's great. It's a great sport, isn't it?
Exactly.
That's a sport in itself, isn't it? Following the dots.
Yeah.
On any race now, I think.
I don't do dry January, so I sit there, but I do slow down. I like a glass of red when it's absolutely hammering down outside, and following people that I know and my mates on this bloody thing in the evening. It's like I can take enjoyment out of that. Yeah.
Because loads of people have said as well, when you're doing the spine, that they just like wake up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning and then they're just having a look at tracker. Even people that aren't
like
really
Big Brother,
into running.
isn't it, now?
They're just
what
interested.
I always find mad is like the last couple of years I've been to the run show, and it's like, because it's usually like the weekend before. So again, he needs to pay us for this podcast, but Elson he's done the spine, and then you see him on the Saturday at the run show, and he's absolutely knackered or something. It's like, and it must be such an assault on the senses or whatever for anyone that does something like that.
Yeah, I don't know how you could go to run show after being.
How do you feel? I know we're dragging out, but how do you when you do a multi-day, do you take a bit of time to adjust to normal life again?
Oh yeah, I don't know how he goes to run show because you've spent basically 4, 5, 6 days completely on your own, because you are on your own for a lot at Spine. Apart from when you get to a checkpoint, you just don't see anyone for sometimes like 30 hours at a time. You're just on your own in your own misery.
It's weird how quickly it changes, because like even in that 5-6 days for Dragon's Back, I finish and you feel a bit weird, a bit lost for a few days.
Yeah.
So it's fatigue as well, but it's like, it's like a short version of being locked up, I imagine. Just get released into the wild again. It's like, right, I've got to do
this again.
I've got to have a shower. I've got to wash.
Got to wash my hair.
Speak to people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Some good questions there.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Mel. Cheers, Gary. We'll wrap it up for today, and without further ado, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Yeah. Cracking co-host Mel.
Thanks, Mel.
So you can tell Mel's been on here a few times because Ben hasn't had to explain to her the meaning of seeing next Tuesday and that we don't need her to come back next Tuesday.
yeah, it's the only one, isn't it? You're the only guest who
Mel's
probably the first one that we probably do need back on Tuesday.
yeah. It's already put in a calendar. Nice one.